If you've ever bought a cheap, off-the-shelf tankless water heater and ended up shivering under a lukewarm shower, you know how quickly a bargain can turn into buyer's remorse. The biggest hesitation most people feel is that they don't want to repeat that disappointment, especially when the whole house depends on a single unit for hot water. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. And I'm about to walk through why the Rinnai RE180eP feels like a smarter place to put your money. First off, the whole point of a tankless system is to give you endless hot water without the energy waste of a big storage tank. In a typical 3-bathroom home, you might be running a dishwasher, a washing machine, and a couple of showers all at once. The RE180eP is rated for a flow of about 4.2 gallons per minute, which means it can comfortably handle a single shower plus a faucet, or a shower and a dishwasher in tandem, as long as you don't try to power a full-size bathtub and 2 showers at the same time. That's the sweet spot for most families who want the convenience of never run out of hot water, without the massive upfront cost of a larger commercial-grade unit. One of the first things I looked at was how the unit fits into a real home. Rinnai markets this model as compact, and you can see why. The housing is roughly the size of a large microwave. For a homeowner with a tight utility closet or a small basement, that footprint is a genuine advantage. It also means you don't have to carve out a dedicated mechanical room just to hide a bulky tank. The downside is that because it's a non-condensing model, the exhaust temperature is higher, so you'll need a properly sized vent pipe that can handle the heat. That's why Rinnai recommends professional installation. The venting isn't something most DIYers feel comfortable sizing on their own. Speaking of installation, the smart design claim isn't just marketing fluff. The unit comes with clear, color-coded connections for gas, water, and exhaust, which reduces the chance of a mishook during a professional install. I spoke with a licensed plumber who said the Rinnai's internal pressure sensor makes the startup sequence smoother than older models he's worked on. When the water flow reaches the preset threshold, the burner ignites automatically and stays on as long as hot water is needed. In practice, that translates to a hot shower that doesn't flicker when you turn the faucet on and off. A small but noticeable quality of life improvement. Now let's talk cost. The upfront price of the RE180eP sits in the mid-range for residential tankless heaters, and you'll still need to factor in the professional install, which can run a few $100s depending on your local rates and venting requirements. However, because it runs on propane, the operating cost is usually lower than an electric unit in areas where propane is reasonably priced. Over a typical 10-year lifespan, homeowners report a noticeable dip in their monthly utility bills compared with a traditional tank, especially if they've been heating large volumes of water for laundry and dishwashing. That's where the value really shows up. You're paying a bit more now to save a lot later. Who should consider the RE180eP? If you live in a home that already has propane service, have a moderate hot water demand, think 2 showers running simultaneously at most, and you're okay with hiring a pro for the install, this unit fits like a glove. It's also a solid choice for homeowners who are upgrading from an aging storage tank and want a set-it-and-forget-it solution that won't take up a lot of space. On the flip side, if you have a large family that often runs multiple showers, a bathtub, and a washing machine all at once, you might find the 4.2 GPM rating limiting. In that scenario, a larger capacity or a dual-unit setup would be more appropriate. Likewise, if you're on a strict DIY budget and can't afford a professional install, you'll likely run into venting headaches that outweigh the convenience of a tankless system. The practical strengths of the RE180eP show up in everyday moments. I asked a couple of friends who installed it about a month ago how it handled their morning routine. One said the coffee maker and shower could run simultaneously without any dip in temperature, which is exactly the never run out of hot water promise. Another highlighted the quiet operation. The burner's sound is comparable to a kitchen exhaust fan, far less noisy than older gas tankless models that would thump when the flame kicked in. Those little details matter when you're trying to enjoy a calm start to the day. Of course, no product is perfect. The higher exhaust temperature means you can't vent directly through a thin metal wall. You'll need a stainless steel pipe that runs outside, which adds a bit of visual clutter and cost. Also, because it's non-condensing, it isn't extracting as much heat from the combustion gases as a condensing unit would, so